All right, post game on Zoom. Gotta love it, huh? I
Yeah.
thought it was a good first game for us. Tusculum plays really, really hard. And, they scored over 100 points in their second game, really, really crash offensive glass, shoot a lot of threes, and really play with a lot of tempo. So we knew it was going to be a good challenge for us. We've got our bench, our first three guys off the bench, obviously was their first college basketball game. And, just getting a feel for that and really playing nine guys and keeping nine in the rotation, just getting a grip on that. And for me, to be honest with you, playing seven, a little bit eight, in the past couple of years, it was a little bit of an adjustment for us, but I like it. And we're gonna have a lot of different guys coming at you. We're gonna try to pick the tempo up, like you could see tonight a little bit. It's not gonna be anything, frantic, but we're gonna try to play a little bit faster, especially after made baskets. And I think that we've just got to, with the depth that we're going to have, we got to be able to utilize it. And so I was excited to see that tonight. Defensively, I think we got to guard the ball better, and we got to be able to play in space and keep our gaps tight. And I thought they were able to get, especially in the first half, they made too many twos, and it was really off the dribble and just not doing a good job of keeping the ball out of the paint and out of the charge circle. So we've got to clean some things up there, but not a perfect game, but proud of our guys. And, proud to see some of these guys, especially, a guy like Garrett to go out there in his first college basketball game and have 17 points and play as well as he did. Could be more proud of him.
Okay, now we'll open the floor for questions.
Coach, just talk about the difference in Clay Mounts this year and, the difference in your veterans and your front court as a whole. What did you see from them that maybe was different than, especially Clay the previous 3 years?
Clay played a phenomenal game. And I think looking at it, he had 23 and 10, so he had a double-double. I've really challenged our guys we've got to rebound better this year. And I think he can be a big part of that. And he showed that tonight, a willingness to really, crash both backboards and do what he needed to do there. He, in my opinion, he's one of the best shooters, if not the best shooter in the league. And he's going to be able to do that at 6'7", right? He's going to get shots in the offense. Can he be more complete in terms of playing with his physicality around the rim, being able to post, being able to run in there and get some offensive rebounds, being a great cutter, and then really, on the other end, sitting down and guarding. And I thought he did that tonight. I thought he played a really complete game. And outside some silly fouls that got him in foul trouble in the first half, I was really, really proud of his performance tonight. Did a great job for us.
I'll go ahead and ask another one. So you're playing – this is a completely different atmosphere than, I guess, the opener last year, Loyola. Talk about the type of maturity that it takes to play in that atmosphere tonight, and then, as opposed to, I'm not saying it takes less maturity, but you have a crowd in the background, and just talk about the maybe the whole pandemic sort of reveals a sort of maturity about a team that they wouldn't necessarily have maybe in a different season.
Yeah, a lot of that's out of our control in terms of what the crowd's going to be. And, I think that we have to understand that our energy has to come from within. And we've got to go out there and be able to create energy. And that's program-wide. That's the players on the floor. That's the players on the bench. That's the staff. That we've got to make sure that we create energy. And that we don't let our play dictate our energy, but we let our energy dictate our play. And, it's going to be more important than ever. And that we have to create energy and know that energy has to go when things are going well, but that energy also has to be there when things are going poorly. And, I think that's something that we've got to make sure that when things are going well and we have a tendency to have a bad negative response, we got to be better than that. And we can't be getting a technical foul up late, especially up 30 with a margin like that. That's not acceptable for how we want to play and perform here. And, those are just things, game one, that we got to get better. All right. We all know we love Noah. Noah's a great kid. He got caught up in the moment. And, we got it fixed, and he went and apologized to the referee. And, we made it right. But we've got to create energy from within. And that game, we all know, right, if you go out there and you watch enough college basketball, the tougher team that brings the most energy usually wins those games. And we can't let the environment dictate that for us. We just got to go be excited to play. And after everything we're going through in our last 9 months, we should never be more excited to play than we are right now.
I guess talk about you've made a big point about players 6 through 9 coming into the season. Joe Anderson, I thought, did some nice things in terms of distributing the basketball. And really, there was a spurt there I believe it was in the first half where Marcus Foster had a couple of deflections and got some, got an and one, I think. Just talk about those guys and how, from 6 to 9, how you're different maybe than the previous, 3 teams you've coached.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got a little bit more depth. I think we got some depth that's ready to contribute, and I think these guys have been working really, really hard. And our 2 freshmen, they're really good players, and they've been able to pick up our system pretty well. And so when you have a guy like Anderson that can complement Alex and Mike really well, he brings another gear, loves to play in the open floor, can really find guys. You got somebody like Foster that's very physical, great driver, really, really good rebounder. He gives you another element. And then Heen's got, the versatility at the forward spot that we like, good passer, tough around the rim, can finish. And then Jalen Pugh, big time shot maker, and somebody that's really, played harder defensively. He's got a little bit better of a feel of our system. And, I think all those guys contributed tonight, which was great to see. And I thought all those guys brought some of their own identity into the game. And I think it allows some of our guys to rest. And I think as the season goes on, that's going to be important that, we look at it, try to get guys more 32 to 34 minutes of our main guys and not wear guys out, playing them at the pace we want to play at. You can't go run your best players out of the gym. You can't run them out of the game. So it's if we want to play fast, then we got to know that we're going to need a couple more blows, and guys are going to have to come in there and sub those guys out. But I don't think there was much of a drop off. I thought some parts of the game I looked out there and we had 3 freshmen out there. And, I think that allows some of those guys to catch a blow and allows us to develop this depth, because we all know the best teacher is the game. So any experience we can get these guys, the better they'll be.
Coach, I apologize if you have to rehash something here, but I had trouble connecting on my end. Okay, thanks. But I just want to talk about what you thought of how it was to be out there today in the environment, how you adapted, how your team responded, just your overall impressions of the first time in this new normal. I know everybody's sick of that term, but for what it's worth, what your impressions?
Scott, I was just so excited to be out there, on the sideline playing basketball. I mean, that's just, I didn't really give it as much thought to the environment as what I thought I would have. It's completely out of our control, and it's what we got to do for safety and precaution. And, I think we're going to phase into this thing to get more and more fans to be able to get in the gym as long as it's safe. At the end of the day, with everything that we've been through in the last 9 months, to be able to go play, I really don't care if there's nobody in the gym. We should be fired up and ready to go. And, I don't think I've ever been more excited for an opener. I mean, I couldn't fall asleep last night, and was just so excited to get out there and to be able to, the games are fun. That's why we do this. You enjoy the battle of the games and, figuring out strategy and figuring out game plans and adjusting things and just being out there with our guys. And, that's why we do it, right? We go out there and to have a good time and be able to play games. So yes, it was different. But I still, I heard my kids up there yelling. I did hear that. And, I think we're going to try to create the best atmosphere we can with what we have. And, our DJ does a great job. Our game ops people, I thought, did a great job making sure the music was going and just trying whatever creative ways we can to pipe some energy into the game with the limited attendance.
It looked like early on, Mike Bothwell kind of just took over a little bit there early on to really get things rolling. Just kind of picked up where he left off last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good player. And, I thought he was really aggressive. I thought he got the ball to the paint. I thought he played in control off 2 feet. And he's tough. He's tough around the rim. And he plays off a pivot as well as anybody we've had in our program. And he just, again, with the space that we have, the amount of skill that we have, playing a little bit more of a tempo. I think it's going to give some of those guys a little bit more opportunity. I thought Alex played with a faster tempo tonight, which was good to see. So, Mike got in a rhythm, and we all know he's capable of doing that. And whenever he wants to do that, we're going to let him. Trust me. Anytime he wants to play like that, and we're going to let him go. And so was proud of him. I thought he brought us a spark. Thought he was big key when we kind of stretched out a little bit there in the first half.
My final question for you, just a little bit of your impressions of Garrett Hine, obviously, coming off the bench, provided spark he did tonight.
So I know it's a little bit tricky. They actually pronounce it Heen.
Oh, Heen, sorry.
The only reason I correct y'all on that is because y'all going to be saying his name for a while, I think. So, I think he's going to be really, really good here. And I've been cautious to make references to Matt Rafferty just because out of my respect to Matt. But you can see there is a little Matt to his game. And, he's got great feel as a passer. He's got great skill, loves playing around the basket, and just played really hard, and had a great game. And so he obviously scored 17 points, had finished a couple of dump downs, played really strong around the basket. But our depth is good. They're just young. And so I think we're going to have to be patient with them. I think some days, next game we could be in here talking about, Joe Anderson just dropped 15. And the next night, Marcus Foster might have 16 and 8 rebounds. And I think that Jalen Pugh might hit 4 threes. I think that's how it's going to go a little bit. There's going to be up and downs because the depth is inexperienced. But I think the good news is we can see the depth's good enough. And I think that's the most important thing, that we're committed to developing the depth. We stay with it through November and December. And we get those guys comfortable in their roles, comfortable in the offense, comfortable in the defense, and allow us to really see jumps in all their games once we get into the heart of conference play. Last thing I want to add, just want to thank everybody in the department for making this happen. And there's a lot of people that behind the scenes put in a ton of effort to make today happen. And, obviously with the leadership of our President Davis, and our AD, Jason Donnelly, of making sure that we did have some fans here, and we did have some type of atmosphere. We were able to play. They brought us back in July. Our team's done a great job. I'm going to tell you what, though, Elaine Baker and what her team has done has been unbelievable how they've managed all this, and they get zero credit. And, Elaine and Craig Clark, our trainer, Justin Games, Steph for the women's program, everybody in that department, they've managed this well. And I talked to a lot of my friends in the business that don't have the leadership in the sports medicine department that we have. And that's a huge key that nobody's going to hear about, that was able to get us on the court healthy today. And they've been phenomenal through this. And there's no playbook for it. And they get no recognition. So if you don't mind giving them a little recognition, your write-ups, I think those are some of the real heroes at how they've managed this. I mean, Elaine Baker was at our testing this morning. She didn't have to be, right? But she cares, and she's taking a lot of pride in making sure that this has been great for our student athletes, that safety's been first. But getting on the court and playing is also important. And that's what you want as a coach, as a department. We want to be safe. We want to be responsible. We want to have all the testing protocol, and our protocol has been absolutely 100% on par with everything the NCAA has asked. And I just want to make sure in the middle of this that we don't think we just showed up here because we're great coaches and players. We had a lot of people that had their hand in this, and it was much appreciated by us. And Byron with the new TV broadcast, Ty what he did with Game Ops, Carly with the intro video, Tyler Eckstein with the video that he made that showed the unity before the game. A lot of stuff went into this, and we're just thankful that we're able to be here, but appreciate everybody chipping in and allowing this day to happen. Y'all want Mike? He scored some points. Let's talk to Mike, huh? We're going to go Saban. We're not going to let a freshman. We're not going to let y'all talk to Heen yet. You got to get him playing a little bit more defense first. That's a joke. That's a joke.
How y'all doing?
Hey, Mike.
Good.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing?
You want to start, John?
Yeah. Mike, going back to last year, I mean, even I guess the Chattanooga game was sort of the breakout game for you. You seem to get depth down in the paint, and you have a shot that almost seems at sometimes unguardable. You either get fouled or it goes in. Just talk about how you create that depth and are able to use your strength.
Well, it just helps when you have great shooters on the perimeter that like guys can't help in a lot too. So like last year with Jordan, now we still got Clay, still got Alex. Noah's improved his shooting. Slaw's improved his shooting. Like our starting five specifically, they all can shoot. So a lot of times people are afraid to help. Also, Slaw is really active around the rim and Noah. So a lot of times they leave me one-on-one. So if I can just get deep, sometimes the guys guarding me are kind of shorter than me. So I just try to be real slow, real patient, play off a pivot, just the things we work on every day. And just try to use some of my feel, some of my touch down there. But it definitely helps when guys aren't helping off Clay Mounts because that just wouldn't be smart for them. And guys aren't helping off Alex. So I can just get down low, play slow, and just take my time.
Mike, obviously it's a totally different situation than ever before this year, and just curious as to your thoughts on the first game of actually being able to get here and play it, and what was it like being out there in obviously a very different Timmons Arena than you're used to.
Yeah, it just felt like it's been a long time. And honestly, the season's only been pushed back 2 weeks, but just the weight of the pandemic and the uncertainty and all that, just the fact that we were able to play a ball game, we haven't had any hiccups in this preseason. We just been able to stay tight, and we sacrificed a lot to get here today. Everybody on our team, every staff member in the school, a lot of the administration sacrificed a lot for us to be able to play this game. So I was appreciative. Even like I would have, if it was no fans in there, it would have been fine for me because I just was very appreciative and very thankful that we got to play at all. So honestly, it would have been better if there were no fans, if there were more fans there. But just being able to play the game, it's been a long time since we got to play, and it was just good to play against somebody else other than ourselves.
Mike, just talk about tomorrow's Thanksgiving and you obviously don't get to spend it with your family, which is unfortunate for every player, but it's a little bit different. You do get to spend it with some part of your family and your teammates. Just talk to me. It's different, and obviously you want to be with your family, but talk about how special it is to be able to spend it with your brothers that you go out there and what that means to you.
Yeah, for one of my classes this semester, I had to write about my community, and a lot of kids in the class wrote about their hometowns and stuff like that. But I wrote about the team because that's my home away from home. That's my second family. I love these guys with everything I got, So it's just gonna be special to give thanks and have a great meal and just enjoy the time with the guys I'm with all year. And it's like I just said, we just played a basketball game that a lot of people were uncertain that was ever going to happen. So we got a lot to be thankful for. Even though it's been a crazy year, we still have a lot to be thankful for. And I believe that that's going to be the attitude tomorrow. Just very grateful that we get to play a game. We got to play a game tonight, get to play another game Saturday. So it's just going to be a lot of thanks in the room and a lot of appreciation for each other and how we've sacrificed for each other and made the commitment for this team. So.
My last question for you, Mike. You picked up so much confidence, I think, especially at the end of last year. I know it's been a long off season, but can some of the experiences you had, especially some of the better ones you had down the stretch, especially last year, did that come into play as you kind of took over early tonight for you?
It's just every time we step out on the court, we just have confidence instilled in us. 1 through 14 on the team. Coach Richie believes in us. We all believe in each other. So when it's like that, it's just makes it so much more fun to play your game and play hard for each other. And when that's happening, it could be anyone's night. Anyone could get the scoring nod. Anyone can put up 20, put up whatever. So when you want a team like that, you honestly just feel so confident and just playing hard for one another, playing your game and playing as best you can. So that's really, really what it is. The older I get, I definitely feel more confident and more comfortable playing with the guys, more experience and all that. But also it's just the belief we all have been gaining with each other. With this group of guys, we've been, especially our starting five, been with each other for 3 years now. So we just all, every day we're gaining more confidence in each other and more confidence in ourselves. So it's just going to be going up from here.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you guys.
Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
Yep, you too.